Hello everyone, welcome back to Game Droid, and welcome back to modern Skyblock 3. So, this is just space sync in the compressor. This is just more leather, more lead and more wool, and this was just more of these oxygen components, more wool, more compressed steel, tin, etc. Compressed steel and tin. Not difficult to do. So what I've done is I've actually made myself a tier 4, which is one of our quests, is to make ourselves a set of tier 4 armor. Which was very quick and easy to do, and in the meantime I've also been compressing in the background, and as you can see I've made myself the heavy duty plates. I did have to set up a little bit more mining. And have my mining done a little bit differently, but that's not a problem. So what we need to do is we need to make the fins to start with, so we need 4 fins. And I think you guys can see where this is going. We need a nose cone. We need an engine, which is going to need a button because we don't have any buttons. And then we are going to need the 2 rockets, for which we need red wool, which we should have. No, we don't. We can dye it with blood, apparently, which is fine by me. I will dye it with blood. And there we go, and that should be a tier 7 rocket. If we go... Oh no, tier 8 rocket, my apologies. There we go. So we have a tier 8 rocket, which again is a massive thing, massive giant. It needs to be placed on a tier 2 launch pad, that's fine. All of the gems for silent gems have tiers, but if you search tier with a spacebar in it, then the silent gem kind of forgets that it has tiers, so it's actually very easy to find. That is a big beastie. Luckily I still have plenty of fuel, almost a full barrel of it, so we're not particularly concerned about that. And we can get our upgraded suit fully enchanted, or it's not fully enchanted, fully charged, which is going to take a long time. These things have a lot of charge in them. And quest-wise, we are aiming to get to Pluto. And specifically, we are looking for space tungsten from Pluto. After that, these are just additional kind of extra things that we can do later on. Map-wise, we do have access to Pluto, which is a tier 8, and then we've got question mark tiers, which are moons around different planets and things. And the tier basically for these things depends on where we're launching from. And then we've got tier 9, which is Eris, which is... Where is Eris? Right on the outskirts of the solar system, apparently. Apparently Eris is this guy all the way out here. And then we've got a few other additional solar systems, none of which is massively important, really. Other than that, like, I haven't really done much between episodes. Like, I've just been working on doing this, moving the digital miner to different planets, mining up ores. That's it, basically, like, just getting ready to go to the different planets and finish off this particular quest chain, because this is the quest chain that I need to get finished because everything else is locked behind it. So once we finish this quest chain off, Space and Beyond, we should gain access to large multi-blocks, which will give us access to the extreme reactor, the turbine generators, or the was it the enhanced advanced generators mod. It'll also give us access to the mechanism, is it the mechanism or the nuclear craft from there, and also just generally the multi-block machines that are quite efficient, but I don't think they're really necessary for a lot of them. The extreme reactor will definitely do, because we can easily set that up to produce us even more power than we're getting now. We also need to work on enhancing more of this environmental tech, because once we actually get out to the ends of these tiers, like tier 4 Void, tier 4 Solar, tier 4 Lunar, tier 4 Lightning Rod, we're actually going to unlock some additional quests, which are crown quests we need to finish for later on. But then we can go into the Twilight Wood, and the Advanced Resources quest is locked behind basically getting large multi-blocks and Twilight Realms done, which is where we're kind of aiming for. Now we also need to quickly enchant this with a night vision, because when you're recording, that's kind of the thing you have to, in my opinion, when you're recording, you really always should try and make sure you've got a stable version of night vision available. Whether you have other enchantments on your other armor, I think just making sure you have that night vision, especially if you're going to be exploring planets during alien planets during the night and things like that, is just making sure you have access to making sure you have access to the night vision you need so that people can see what you're doing. Because it's really hard when you're watching a YouTube video and everything's pitch black. Let's just make sure we've gotten rid of all of our radiation. Yeah, radiation is at 0. That's excellent. We do have an anti-rad in the system if we do have a desperate moment where we need anti-radiation. I completely forgot about all these chickens. You might be a source of lag, little chickies. Bye, chickens. I think I have enough. Eggs and things now. If I need you, chickens, I can always rebreed you without a problem. So that almost a stack of raw chicken. I like that. Useful. So we've got pretty much everything we need. Everything's sorted and ready. We just need to charge up our suit, which is on the way. We're on the way to being charged. We're charging this up because our digital miner had run out of power where it was last time. We were using this to make magenta dye, weren't we? Yeah, lunar resource. Lunar reactive dust for magenta dye. Not a problem. So what I will do is, once everything is charged, I will be back and we will be off to Pluto. Hello everyone, we're back and we have a full set of tier 4 armor. Now I did remember just before I was about to leave that someone did tell me I should probably create myself some more powerful, or basically upgrade the power on my bow. And I was told I could do that by basically adding the usual enchantments to it, power, but also adding multi-shot to it, which should significantly increase its power. So I've grabbed myself multi-shot and multi-shot 2 book, and I've grabbed myself power books as well. So let's have a look what we've got here. So power 5 and power 5 makes power 6. So we can add power 6 onto the bow, and then we can add multi-shot onto the bow as well. So now this thing should, if I pull out my quiver, this thing should fire multiple shots and it should do quite a bit more damage. Yeah, 3 hours of time. Now that will drain our quiver quite quickly, I should think, but that should apparently be significantly more powerful. We've already got looting for Vorpal 3, sharpness 6 on this one, so we should now be in a situation where we've got everything we need. We've got all of our improvements and upgrades. We've got our tier 4 spacesuit, so we should be ready just to head wrong way, to head to Pluto. Yep, I don't see any reason why we can't head now. And we are taking one more small step down to Pluto, which is good. Another small step to Pluto, not a bad thing. I'm guessing it's just going to be hold space, not to die again. Usually is, like, the Moon, Mars, and Mercury, I think, are all different, but then... Is it the Moon, Mars, and Mercury, or the Moon, Mars, and Venus are all different? But then, after that, it just becomes hold space to not die, basically. Which, personally, I don't see the point of, like... Yes, some people die to not holding space. Some people do not hold space down and die. But once you know about it, once you know that you have to hold space to not die, it just becomes natural. Like, you don't walk away from the computer while you're loading into the world or anything like that. You just sit and basically wait, and once you load into the world, you just hold down space until you land. I would kind of like to see maybe like, okay, have it for the first couple of planets, like have stuff like that, but then maybe be able to add a module to a ship that auto lands for you, because it just is just hold spacebar down. There's no inherent requirement of skill in it. It's just hold spacebar and not die. And one of the things I've been sort of told about game development by a friend of mine who is in game development is kind of like, if there's a situation where your player is just doing something without any thought in it at all, there's no thought, there's no reaction speed, there's no timing or anything like that, you're literally just having them do a task to prove they can do the task that anyone with a hand and an eye could do, then why are you having them do the task at all? Like, right now, it's just hold spacebar. I know I have to hold spacebar, it pops up on screen, and I just hold spacebar down until I land, which, okay, it's nice that it's not just kind of a teleport. There is actually more to it than that, but there should be more to it than this. There we go. And we are landed. We can send these back. Bloop, and then we can grab ourselves our Pluto and a teleport stone. 1, 2. There we go. We can now teleport to Pluto whenever we want to. Now, I don't really need to bother finding a dungeon on Pluto. I'll have a quick explore on Pluto. There is one mistake here. Pluto is actually mostly made of ice. That's one of the things that like science knows, is that Pluto is primarily constructed of ice. Like a lot of meteoroids or asteroids, not asteroids, meteoroids, are ice-based. And as far as I'm aware, like, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure like scientists are reasonably confirmed that Pluto is made of ice. I kind of want to find a Pluto dungeon just so I can A, say I found a Pluto dungeon, and B, see what kind of boss they put on Pluto. Because we've had creepers, skeletons, ghast, burning bats, slime, snowman. We haven't had a zombie yet. Yeah, it's kind of interesting we haven't had a zombie yet, because we've had a snowman and a flying fire bat. Yeah, we do need to find the ore, which is not iron or copper. We're looking for the Pluto-specific ore. Let's go spelunking around some caves. Ooh, this looks like a good cave. Tin. It's usually reasonably low down that we find the appropriate Pluto or the appropriate ores for the planet. Especially if they're gem ores, but not always. That looks different. There we go, tungsten ore. That's what we're looking for. We are looking for tungsten. Let's make sure I have got... Yeah, I've got my entire spacesuit on. So my radiation gathering shouldn't be that quick. There we go, we've got a nice little patch of tungsten done. I'm just going to be lazy and just go straight up. There we go. And we are out. And now that I've got tungsten, I can complete the Pluto objective. Because completing the Pluto objective means, yay, you are now able to basically move on to large blocks and things like that. But I do want to see. So what I'll do is I'll probably skip forwards till I find a dungeon. I'm not gaining radiation particularly quickly. I mean, I'm not gaining radiation slowly either, but I'm not gaining radiation ridiculously quickly. The planet seems to be reasonably kind of flat, or kind of, it's not... The hills don't go up and down very quickly, so using the topographic map, a dungeon should stand out quite significantly. We should just kind of, at some point, sail across a... Come on, map, update. We should sail across, and we should be able to see just like a dark plus sign on the dungeon. A plus sign of the dungeon on the map. So I'll have an explore, and when we find something, I will come back. Ah, here we go. We found a dungeon. That wasn't too bad. Let's have a look what we explored in the end. Topographic version. So we explored this much in the end. That's not a massive amount. And as you can see on the map, really easy to spot when a dungeon appears, because it's on a planet like this, it's literally just a solid green ring, just little solid black pimple on the map. Ooh, quite nice kind of white stone. Just get rid of those. We can, of course, come and grab spawners. That is a really short dungeon. Okay. Let's just get rid of you. And we need you, and we want you as well. So you can go on there. We'll just throw the stone in my pack for now. I don't really care. So we've got our shield. We've got that ready. It's an evolved spaceman. Whose knees appear to be his hitbox. Okay. And this bow with power 4 and multi-shot seems to be a much better bow. Yeah, triple shot and power 6, sorry. Seems to be much, much better. And I saw the key zip into my inventory. Excellent. So, apparently we had an evolved spaceman boss. That's fine. Let's open you, and we get the tier 9 rocket, which we're not going to need for a while. And that's it. And we can grab some of this nice white brick. Don't see any reason why we wouldn't grab some of this nice white brick. It seems a reasonably attractive kind of brick. And we can get it quite easily. Just a quick vein mine. And we have an inventory full. Nice. So that is Pluto. We do need to make this into space tungsten, which looks like it's 1 ingot per. Yeah, 1 ingot per. There are no ways of doubling up space tungsten. That's fine. And that should complete the Pluto quest. Yay! And that should complete... Aha! Large multi-blocks. There we go. So now we have access to large multi-blocks. And large multi-blocks is going to give us access to a whole bunch of new items and machines to make and use. So, if we have a look in our quest book now, and we go to large multi-blocks, we now have access to the manufactory, which is from Nuclearcraft, and extra ores. So, to craft certain machines from Nuclearcraft, you're going to need extra materials that drop from certain ores. So, redstone drops rhodochrosite. Coal, we've got beryllium already, not sure where from. Nether quartz drops zirconium. And then we have extreme reactors. Extreme reactors, this is everything you need in order to construct the smallest possible extreme reactor. Extreme reactors use yellorium for generating large amounts of power. Well, I don't think we're going to have a bit of a problem, any problem with that, because we have 41,000 yellorium at the moment. And then we have turbine generators. Turbine generators are a multi-block that doesn't have a determined shape, but has a minimum and maximum amount of components. It uses fluids to generate power. I could do this. I could use fluid-based power. I could use canola oil or oil or fuel or whatever. I could possibly even use methane lakes on one of the planets. But I don't really think it's necessary. First off, the only crown quest we have is to generate ludicrite, which requires us to do our extreme reactor. And secondly, the power generated from this compared to the power generated from a good one of these, they just don't compare. So let's have a think about extreme reactors. Quest-wise, for extreme reactors, what we need is we need 42 reactor casings, a reactor controller, a reactor control rod, fuel rod, access ports, and redstone flux power taps. That's not going to be too difficult, I don't think. We've got steel coming in, I believe, from our chickens. I believe we have a steel chicken who is... That's osmium. There's our steel chicken. So we've got steel coming in from the chicken, and we've got the yellorium coming in. So let's have a look at the reactor casing legacy. We just need... we need graphite. And graphite is gotten by smelting up coal. Now we do have coal coming in from chickens as well, so we've got 23,000 coal at the moment. And then we need input and output ports. Dang it! Stop missing, droid! Okay, that was just silly. We need a controller. We need reactor flux ports. One would be there, and then one there, because these would just come out and go into here. The control rods go on top. 5. Now, I'm just going to use, because I don't have anything else available immediately, sort of like super conveniently, I'm just going to use diamond blocks to start with. Just because diamond blocks I have right here. I know I can make it more efficient with a better coolant, but we'll just start with diamond blocks as a solid coolant to begin with. And then we can add a liquid coolant later if we desire to. And the other thing we can do is break you and break you. And I can show you a very easy way of setting up a control. So we have 2 redstone ports. We have one here and one here. This one will output a signal at an NG mount, output at 80%, commit. And this one will toggle on and off, set from signal, toggle on pulse, set from signal. So now when this thing is, I want it active below, output NG amount active while below 80%. So when it's below 80%, it will output a redstone signal. This will set from signal, commit. So this will turn itself on. So then what we do is we pop blocks down here. We can use actually redstone cable for this efficiency. But yeah, we definitely need to make a much bigger reactor to make this better than our current fuel source. I mean, considering we built this quite cheaply and that it's self-run off these fissures, like it's not required any additional effort from me to keep this running once it was set up, and has been generating 24,000 RF a tick, I don't think we really have a massive problem with energy. But we're going to definitely need to build a much bigger reactor to make it worthwhile. We're going to need to build a much bigger reactor to make it worthwhile, because this just doesn't really make it enough power. Now, we could get more power from it by having better coolant, more fuel rods, things like that. But yeah, we're definitely going to need a much bigger reactor, which means more graphite. So we're going to be breeding up 10-10-10 graphite chickens and just having graphite be made. There we go. So we've got 2 graphite chickens, and we can start breeding those up into 10-10-10. So what I will do is I will look into how I make that decayer. I haven't made a vanilla decayer in ages. We will continue to breed up chickens to get graphite, and I'll make a much bigger reactor in the next one. But in the next episode, we're going to be looking into the Twilight Woods. A beep boop chicken? A beep boop chicken just makes us grass. Ah, we already have a beep boop chicken, I think. Yeah, we have a beep boop chicken. 2 beep boop chickens making us grass. I will look into the Twilight Woods, which is one of our next major ones, because we've got all of the things in using for blood. Digital storage we're still working on. I'm still getting crystals for that. In environmental technology, we're slowly working up towards the next level of miner so that we can get ironite. In fact, I could probably build the next level of miner right away, to be fair, because like crystal-wise, we've got a lot of crystals now. We've got 130 palladium, 365, 22 lonzonite, 371 of that, and 730. Yeah, we could probably move on to the better levels of miner as well. And in the Twilight Realm, we need to go into the Twilight Realm and basically complete the entire Twilight Realm. This shouldn't be that difficult. With our bow and arrow, our sword, and we can take off our spacesuit and put on proper armor. I mean, currently our armor is 3, 6, 8, and 3. And if we go over to our proper armor, the helmet was 3. This is 3 plus 3.9 toughness, plus 8 plus 5.4 toughness, night vision, mending, 4 health boost, and luck. This one's got 5397. This one's got 6. And it comes with health boost and knockback resistance. Oh, sorry, that was 8. This is 5, 5, and 11, as opposed to 6, and comes with knockback resistance and health. And this is health. We already have strength, resistance, speed, and jump boost just sitting on us. Like, we're a lot more powerful wearing this body armor. We're a lot more heavily armored and protected. And combine that with our bow of multi-shot and possibly explosive arrows, yeah. Like, Twilight Woods isn't going to be much of a problem. We should be able to go through it reasonably easily. We can make the magical maps and the dungeon maps. And then hopefully we can get into advanced resources. So yeah, in between episodes I'll work on digital storage, I'll work on upgrading some of our environmental tech machines, because they're really easy to upgrade. You just need to build the next up one of these, boop it with a stick, find out what you need to upgrade it, and then just build the materials, which are all very, very simple. They are concrete, iron, redstone, gold, lapis, diamonds, stuff that we have coming in by the hundreds. The worst thing's probably going to be black concrete, but I've actually set up an automatic concrete maker where you just throw concrete in here and it spits complete, or throw concrete powder into the crate and it spits out completed concrete into the crate for you, and it's very, very fast because it's fully upgraded. So what I'll do is I'll get working on that in between episodes. Thank you all for watching. I have been the Gaming Droid, and I will see you all in the next episode. Bye-zy-bye, everyone.